O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down in the driver's seat, and when I rise up through the gears. You discern my thoughts from a car.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however the world finds you. I hope you're doing okay. Another short, hopefully short, though I could go waffling on in a sort of massive rambly way. You're very welcome to this episode of Thoughts from a Car, the ramblings of an idiot. I am your idiot, and I will be thinking today on the subject of truth. And the reason why it's come into my head just at the minute is recently what's been going on in, is it Minnesota? I think it's Minnesota, where that woman was shot 3 times and killed in her car, and she's been labelled as a domestic terrorist by the administration in America, the Trump administration, not the local state one, the federal administration. And I've seen one video sort of accidentally. I don't intend to watch these sorts. I never watched Charlie Kirk's video. I've no desire to watch it, and I've no desire to watch the video of this lady being killed, though as I said, I accidentally sort of saw it before I knew what it was. Now apparently there are, a dozen or so videos from different angles, and most of them don't seem to be saying what the administration is saying happened. As I said, the administration says it's an act of domestic terrorism, but none of the videos that are shown seem to indicate that that's what it is. And I'm honestly slightly depressed by the way that truth and honesty and integrity has gone over recent years, and that nobody feels any shame anymore. Everybody just tells a direct lie as if it's the truth. And even though there is evidence to the contrary, they just keep saying the opposite to that. And it sort of reminded me of the Orwellian thing, the 1984 book. I'm going to say this off from the top of my head. I'm going to be wrong on most of it. But the Big Brother organization, was it the 3 pillars of it that they broadcast or announced or something? It was something like war is peace, weakness is strength, lies are truth, or something like that. In other words, what you saw or knew as one thing, they would announce as the complete opposite. And I just sort of despair at this, that a woman could be shot, and maybe she was doing something stupid, and trying to drive off, but she ends up losing her life. And instead of people saying, we're sorry, we made a mistake, or it was a misunderstanding and the officer thought she was going for a gun or whatever, they just say, no, she was a domestic terrorist intent on killing an ICE officer, even though that's patently not the case. So My video today is just a lament on the lack of truth. And that, in the olden days, it used to be that governments would spin things. They would say something, they would try and spin a situation to make it more positive instead of being very negative. So during the COVID lockdown, you weren't allowed to travel and things like that in the UK and Ireland. And there was a government advisor to the Conservative government in the UK, and he got in his car and he drove to some castle somewhere in England, and he was caught doing so. And instead of saying, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that, or something like that along those lines, he said, I was worried about my eyesight, and I was taking the drive to check, see if my eyes were fine. I mean, the most unbelievable nonsense. But at least he was trying to spin something he knew was wrong and trying to make it sound as if it was more plausible or less wrong. I imagine if he was an official in the Trump administration and he was caught driving somewhere when he shouldn't have been driving at all, he would have just simply said, no, I wasn't driving at all. And people would have said, look, well, here's video footage, here's CCTV footage of you driving. And he would have said, nope, it's not me. No, that's not right. And you're a fascist for saying it is right. And that's what depresses me more than anything. It's the utter denial of things that are patently true. And it's done without shame. No shame at all. And I think there's no hope for humanity. So, whatever you're doing today, look after yourself. Drive carefully. Always tell the truth, or at least fess up when you've done something wrong, and look after those you know and love. I'm sure we'll see you some other time. Okay, bye bye now.